Hello and welcome to Project 1 eSports. We are here for Season 5, the season finale. Can you believe it that we are here? After 11 long rounds currently, we come down to the final round to decide who our team's champions are for Season number 5. I am Jackie Prez and I will be your commentator for this evening's events. Storyline, bottom line, is Revo Satellite Racing currently hold a 28-point margin over FP Autosport in the team's championship. Only those two can win it, and it's a battle of who wants it more. Revo Satellite did snatch the team's championship lead back at the start, well, not at the start, at Kyoto last time out, but FP Autosport have got to fight like they never have before. Couple of announcements coming into this race. The man who just set his fastest time of the session, Roscoe Arm, has announced that he will be stepping back to a reserve driver's role next season. Sad to see him go, but he's had some impressive performances, namely last time out at Kyoto. In other news, this will be my last live commentary. I will be stepping into the opportunity vacated by Roscoe Arm. Opportunity I'm incredibly excited about. Sad to leave the booth, but this will be the last time you will see me as the main man for the live comms. So qualifying has just about ended now, and these boys are still trying to put their laps together. Championship protagonists, Revo, FP, and Revo and FP. So Red One's currently on pole, but Tim, Dynamite, and I believe Blocky's in 9th. Then you've got Prezzo in 10th. Then you've got Bodhod in 14th as well. I think Prezzo was just getting held up there, so that is less than ideal for him. As we go to Red One here, and Tim's actually just about ahead, as Tim doesn't improve. Red One does, he's done a 37.1. That's an awesome time. And Bodod's up into 5th, so he's got himself right into contention. What does Prezzo do? Blocky moves up into 3rd. Roscoe moves up. There's Prying. Prying Stingray moves up. Here comes Prezzo. Can't do any better to 13th. That is shocking. If you're Prezzo, that's good for Revo. But FP Autosport do strike, have landed the first blow of the evening. They get pole position. That brings the margin back down to, I believe, should be about just, I'll have a look, 19 points. It is now 18 points actually. So as the revs rise, the cars are going to roar. Fuji returns to the calendar for the first time since Season 3. We build up to the 5 red lights for the last time in the feature race. It's time to bring the action. We're underway. Ridwine gets a pretty good start from pole position. Kirby gets a half decent one. Ridwine's going to go and cover him down into turn 1. Blocky's going to go up into 2nd as they go hard on the brakes into turn 1. Does anyone do anything stupid to begin with? Oh! And Ridwine's been turned! Ridwine has been turned by Stingray, and that could have massive implications on the championship. That is huge! As Kirby goes into the lead, he's in 1st, then you got Dynamite, Blocky, and Tim. So the 3 Revo boys have got the whole shot that they needed. Bodon in 5th. He is the lead FP Autosport car. But that is a shocking start if you're Ridwine. That means Prezzo's gonna have to get his elbows out here. These guys are gonna have to drive as hard as they ever have. This could be a championship defining moment. They just got the margin back down. And here comes Blocky. He's going to try and go into the lead here. He gets it. And the block man hits the front. And I think we also have got a spinner up the back, and that is Roscoe Arm. Red One's up into 13th from the back of the field, so they are going to have to go as hard as possible here now. FP Autosport, they could have their backs up against it. So currently, it's a Revo Revo cars have got the advantage. Bono gets the move done on Dynamite. A bit of the brunt has now fallen on his shoulder. And I think the stewards are going to have quite a bit to say about that first corner incident between Ridwan and Stingray. So as we complete lap number 1, Blocky is your race leader by 8 tenths over Curving Texas. Then you got Tim in third. He's going to try and go up into second. And the Revo boys going to run 1 and 2, quite possibly. And Bono sends it in there. Couldn't quite get it stopped. He knows this is big. He's got to absolutely drive as hard as he possibly can. Can he hold on the 4th? Or is Dynamite going to get it? Dynamite gets it. And Revo get the upper hand once again. FP Autosport, all to do. Bodod does have a 1 second penalty that he does need to kill throughout the course of this race. Shouldn't be that hard to do around here. It is relatively easy to kill Pens. Bodod to the rear of Dynamite. And this is the side he may have wanted to see. He's got Prezzo and he's got Ridwan coming. As they go hard under brakes, Bodod up into 4th. Good stuff from the Season 3 champion. He's looking at another team's championship to his belt. FP Autosport looking for their first ever team's championship. Obviously last year, team going the way of Team Max Speed. Can they get it done this season? Only time will tell, but on lap 2, Blocky is in an excellent position. He is on the softer compound of tyres as Tim is going to stick the nose in and he's going to get the job done. Or will he? They're still going to stall each other out, and that may just invite one Bodhod into play here. As Tim does fall back into line, but Bodhod is coming in that Aston Martin. What a crazy start to this race. Here comes Bodhod. Who's got the biggest balls? Going into 1. It's going to be Bodhod. Bodhod gets the move done and he's up into 2nd, and he's in a mood to go and chase down the Blockman, who's got a 2.5 second lead, if you don't mind. And Curving Texas is going to get past Tim here to really just maybe send a bit of a shiver down the spine of their team owner Viper. Just maybe get him thinking a bit here. Curving's going to send it. Yeah, he will. You know he will. He doesn't care about this championship. He's going to drive as hard as he can for BCPRD. And he gets the job done. Ridwan update. He's back up into 7th after getting spun on that turn 1, on lap 1. So he's just about getting his way back towards the front of the field and really helping FP Autosport out. So we're going to actually post the link to this video so everyone can watch that. Blocky is your leader by 3 seconds over Bodhod. The pair of them on soft tyres, as is Tim, and Curving Texas has dropped down into 4th. Ridwan's back up into 5th. Speaking to him earlier in the week, he said, yeah, this is one of his favourite tracks. He wasn't lying. He's looking mighty impressive here. Now he's going to push him for as long as he can, and then I think he might just faint out and try and take the position away from Curving Texas. Here comes Ridwan. Hard under brakes. Who's got it? You better believe Ridwan does. And Curving nearly goes around, and BK has lost out as well in that process to Dynamite, who now is up into 6th. So, how do the points play out now? I hear you ask. Well, if we do factor in how it all goes, we are going to pull up a calculator, because I've got one somewhere. We are going to try and keep tabs on this team's championship as best as we can. We'll pull that up. But Ridwan has made a pretty good recovery. Prezzo is down into 9th as well, who does have the Smeg right behind him, or Lane as he is now known. As you go hard under brakes into one of the slowest corners on the circuit. So painfully slow. Prezzo does sort of need to try and get back at Banana here. He does have a massive advantage when it comes to straight line speed. Needs to just try and get back at him as best as he can. Dynamite, the only Revo car on the medium compound tyres. top 4 are on softs. And here comes Ridwan. He is going to try and get past Tim here to really just put a bit of pressure and maybe just have these Revo boys just think maybe a little bit twice here as Ridwan and Tim, actually the pair of them both in the tow. Tim's going to think about it, but I think Ridwan may just back out of it. Yeah, he will. He absolutely will. And I think we're going to see some team orders here, and Ridwan's going to be let free. I think, yep, he will, to go after Tim here. Ridwan does have the fastest lap of the race at the moment, so it's currently an 18-point margin as we speak. Looking further afield, do have Dynamite all over the back bumper of Curving Texas BMW on the McLaren. This is the last time we will see these cars. They will be retired for a few more seasons before we get a full reset inevitably down the line, as Dynamite gets a little bit twitchy there on the power. See what he can do there. BK running a very quiet race at the moment, just running his lonesome in 7th position. Then you got Banana Cake Pie and Prezzo. Nearly had 4 team owners in a row, like the 4 proper team owners. All 4 ducks in a row. But Prezzo, he is just maybe looking, just thinking, sizing up an opportunity to get back at Banana Cake Pie, and Ridwan is now up into 2nd, and that now frees him to go chase after Blocky. So it's 200 points for a race victory here. Plus you add Tim in 3rd, and Ridwan is going to try and break the toe of Tim. You can't really do too much of that, unfortunately. You just got to be a little bit careful. Tim, does he think about it? I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but he may just leave himself susceptible to overdrive in the corner if he doesn't just have a little quick think about it. It's currently Tim in 2nd. That yields him 172 points. Then you also factor in Dynamite in 6th. That yields him 136, actually. That equals 508. Now the FP boys. Currently in 2nd, 184. Then you add 160, and I believe you would then add, as Bodod gets a little bit taily there on the power. Prezzo also just doing much here. Bodod has dropped off Tim here ever so slightly. Pair of them do need to drop. Bodod does need to try and get back to Tim here. All these boys are on the soft compounded tyres. Bodod's tyres looking a little bit worse for wear than Tim's and Ridwan's. And then you add Prezzo currently in 9th, which would be 112. I'll get an answer for you in a minute. Four, 5, 6. So it's currently not really looking. It's looking favourable if you're Revo, but Dynamite has moved up into 5th now. He's going to have a couple of guys going chasing after him. If we do, so 4, 5, 6 plus. That would be 4, 6, 1 actually. So then you plus about, I believe, 5, 6, 1, plus an extra 16 points if Ridwan is able to get through on Blocky. And then that 4, 6, 1 plus 508 minus 16. It's still in Revo's favour, ever so slightly. Still can change around, and it will almost certainly change around as Prezzo may think about just getting a move on Banana, and that would be worth, I believe, if he were to get a move, it would be worth 8 points. So it'd be pretty big in the grand scheme of the championship, as KD also gets the big rear bumper of Prezzo there, but Prezzo looking a little bit better than the McLaren currently, as I think the Stingray just going ultra apex hunting, just hunting, going AstroTurf hunting, really. such an awkward set of corners here for many of these cars, just not really liking to change the direction as much as, say, an F1 car would. As they get the power on the straight, Prezzo right in the toe, and will possibly size up and move on Banana into turn 1 if he can get the braking right. He's going to pull alongside, and I think we may see a change of position here, as we actually have. So, oh, KD and Prezzo. Prezzo has been, I think he's been hit. So I think KD just absolutely, completely misjudged his brake reference there. It's just gone slamming into the rear of Prezzo and Banana. And Prezzo's just going to try and get himself composed here and just get himself back in that rhythm, because he could lose some critical points here if he's not careful. Dynamite has moved down back into 6th. Kirby's got that position back. And now Ridwan is within 2.5 seconds of Blocky here. So, and Ridwan's seeing some competitive lap times here, currently doing 37.7s. Low to mid 37s, which is really impressive pace around here. He's got Tim just a second back, who has dropped out of tow range. So just not going to be able to get full effects of the tow from Ridwan. So go onto the straight to start lap number 9. Gap up the front has, I believe, closed to within just nearly 2 seconds, as Ridwan does set 38.2. Blocky's lap times are starting to progressively just tail off. Prezzo has hung on to 9th for now. I don't think he'll be too impressed with KD's driving there, so he will just need to just settle back into that rhythm. He does have Stingray in his tow, but the McLaren just being such a dog of a car. And Stingray's he is gonna send it, and he's cost himself 2 positions there, Prezzo. So, and now they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go 3 wide here. So, I think Prezzo's just gonna have to back out of it, unless he's unbelievably brave, and he actually may hang on to 9 or get it back for that matter. You just hang it there, just try and flick it there, but no, he's got 10th. And Prezzo hangs on to it, well, gets the position back. That is nerves of steel from the FB Autosport team owner. Great stuff there, and now BK's all over the back bumper of Dynamite, who is appearing to struggle just a little bit here. Only thing FP can maybe just hope for here is just Dynamite gets a little bit shuffled here. They just need a bit of hope. Bordeaux using his tyres pretty massively in comparison to the likes of Tim, Ridwan and Blocky, as Ridwan's got to within a second, or just about. So here comes the 2-time champ. What can he do to get past Blocky and gain a crucial 16 points in this team's championship fight? If he pulls this off, this will be one of the all-time great wins. Prezzo gets a little bit taily there on the power. I think Stingray, the pair of them are actually both on medium compound tyres. Who has more fuel though? They've just about got the same amount. As Dynamite has gotten back through on curving Texas and up in the 5th. That's a critical move. That's worth an extra few points. Now curving. So size up and move. He's within a couple of attempts. I think it's close enough to argue the point that you just got to send it. And does he? No, he doesn't. Couldn't quite get it. Couldn't quite just get enough performance under braking there just to pull it up, make an overlap, make the overtake happen. Just didn't quite stick the nose in well enough, but he does hang on to 6th. Dynamite's still hanging in there, just about. a little less nicer tyres than Curving Texas at the moment. Now, Curving is going to try and get the run, but I think he may have just bowled an absolute massive wide and just given Dynamite a pretty nice free kick, if you don't mind that. At the front, we have had a change for the lead, and Ridwan is your race leader, and that's a 16-point swing back to FP Autosport. So that's good stuff there from the two-time champ, and has gotten back through on Blocky after being spun on lap 1. Could you imagine where he would have been if he didn't get spun so early on? He would have been miles ahead. Dynamite has also made a critical error as well whilst we're watching up front. He's dropped all the way back down to 8th. What does that do for the team's championship? Prezzo has gotten back through on Stingray, who has lost it as well. So some big momentum shifts here. I told you it was going to keep changing, and we are seeing massive shifts in momentum. Ridwan gets the lead of the race, and now it's up to the Revo boys to go and catch him. We will do some quick calculations, but I can guarantee it is probably almost bound to change. We will get the points up somewhere where I've got them. Pins as Ridwan hangs on to the lead of the race. And I believe, nope, he's not coming in, he's just keeping the blockman out of the toe. Now Dynamite. Prezzo will maybe just feed on that a little bit. He probably can see Dynamite just ahead, and he will probably think, I've got a shot at this. And he's probably not at all wrong. As we start lap number 12 for these men. This Banana Cake Pie has moved himself into a nice P7. Just running mid-pack at the moment. Banana getting a little bit tail happy there on the power. Curving running in 5th, the Season 1 champ, the Season 3 champ. Here he is. His tyres looking just a little bit worse for wear currently. They're looking a lot worse. I'm not sure what it is with Bothod currently. The last couple of races, his front's really wearing off, like dropping off a cliff in comparison to his FP Autosport teammates. So we will have a look at this, and get a finder, and wherever recent is. We will continue to do calcs, and they will probably change. They're bound to change. As I believe Bodhod may pull the pin here and come into the pit lane. If he can, because Curving Texas is beginning to just catch up on Bodhod. As they go onto the straight, I think Bodhod's going to go. He's going to go around again. Prezzo does have Smeg all over his back bumper, and will probably need to cover. Unless, nope, he has decided that the time is now. And Prezzo is the first of the contenders to pull the pin here and come in for a pit stop. Let's see how these FP Autosport boys go to work. He will jump on the medium tyres for the remainder of the race. Prezzo was running in 9th, so assuming comes out all good. That'll be 472 plus 5, so that's 477. 184 plus 172. It's high. In fact, there's a 1-point differentiation if we do factor everything in when the order does eventually get sorted. That Prezzo should be, actually FP Autosport rather, will just be maybe just a point. There's a point or two to difference currently at the moment in the race totals between these guys, so it'll be very interesting to how it all plays out. FP Autosport do need to try and gain as many points as they possibly can here to just give themselves a hope. What you will see now is Bodhod, quite possibly, bringing it into the pit lane. Tim has pulled the pin. Bodhod does as well. So the pair of them. You actually, one of the very few pit lanes on this game that you really have got to break it super aggressively. Tim comes in, Bodhod comes in as well. As does Dynamite, who has used a fair chunk of fuel in comparison to his rivals. He's used 18, he's got 18 litres of fuel left when most of his rivals got about 30 odd. 30 to 20, like high 20s. Tim's out of the lane. Speaking of lane, Lane is into lane. Then at BK, you're welcome. Team Max Speed defending teams champions. The outgoing teams champions after such an impressive run last season. What did they do for their main man? As Prezzo and Lane and Dynamite, he can see him. He can absolutely see him. And Prezzo is maybe just a little bit energized here to go after and get him, but he has lost out big time to Lane and Dynamite. But I think he may be energized to go and catch Dynamite because he can now see him in his gun sights, and he will be very energized. Just probably doesn't want to overdrive it too much, and I think Lane may make. Does he lay over? No, he doesn't. He's going to race Prezzo as hard as he probably would during the season anyway, but this is giving Dynamite a crucial gap to just skip away. But Prezzo is going to need to try and pull it up here. Blocky does come into the pits as well as they go hard under brakes. Prezzo clears him. And now he can go after Dynamite, and you just think we may see an energized Prezzo here as he picks up 1.5 seconds for just cutting the corner there. So he will need to try and just kill a bit of that if he can. But now he's got Dynamite in his gun sights, and he is going to go after him. As Banana, BK, and KD have come into the pits, the Corvette using a big gulp of fuel. As they now come out of the pits, they'll blend out just about. But Prezzo can physically see Dynamite, and he can maybe just give himself a bit of a target to go after and get him, if he possibly can. First car on track to have stopped is Blocky. He does need to negotiate Kane here. Kane is in no obligation actually to pull over, funnily enough. He is free to race him as hard or as easy as he likes. Kane is yet to make a pit stop at the moment. Kirby Texas, second car on track. He's looked after his tyres actually pretty nicely, but here comes the champion. He comes in. Now fill his car up to the checkered flag. And I believe Kirby Texas will more than likely do the same as they come into the pits. So Curving is now in the pits, and Kane will also peel off. And that leaves Blocky in effective lead of the race for now. As Ridwan also exits the pit lane. He gets out ahead of Blocky. So Ridwan leads the race from Blocky, Tim, and then Bodhod. And you got Banana in fifth. But I believe what we all see is Kirby Texas pop out in P5 on the soft tyres. See if he can go after and go and get Bodhod, which would be critical for the team's championship. As Prezzo does, he's hanging on to 9th at the moment. BK in 8th on the soft tyres. Can he do anything about Dynamite? Can he go after him and get him? These two pushing incredibly hard. Currently that swing would sit, I believe. So I think it's about 477 at the moment for FP with everything, once everything has cycled through, and I think it actually has cycled through now. So it's 477 for FP, and for Revo, it is 4.8. I think it's 4.84. As they make contact! BK and Dynamite make contact! That could have been disastrous if you're Dynamite. If you're Viper, you do not want your drivers making contact with anyone if you can absolutely avoid it. But Prezzo's going to be energized by that. Looking at these two racing each other really hard. All of them on soft compound tyres. He did come in the earliest out of everyone. He will be energized to go after him and absolutely get him. See what Prezzo can do here. He's got 2.5 seconds to make up on the rest of them. Bodod needs to look in his rear mirrors because he has got Curving Texas and Banana Cake Pie, the pair of them on soft compound tyres, as BK gets up into 7th, and that's a big swing to... That's big in terms of a swing to FP Autosport. Prezzo can see Dynamite in his gun sights, but he just needs to get a little bit closer. It's just a bit too far back to really make any sort of a difference at the moment. Flying Stingray up at the back of the field, just struggling a little bit, or just putting on a bit of an expression session. At the moment, Ribon's your race leader by 4 seconds over Blocky. Then you got Tim and Bodod. And you got Bodod, but he's got Curving right behind him. It'll be a swing to Revo if he lets him go, but how much time is he prepared to lose? I'm not entirely sure. Dynamite's got back through on BK, and these two are battling incredibly hard. That does let Prezzo and maybe Smeggy just quite possibly just encroach their way back into consideration here. They do have a 3-second margin here, so BK is going to get a big toe here down the front straight. As the two McLarens go to work on Bodod. No, don't want to use their tyres up too soon, too early here. If they can absolutely avoid it. Curving up into 4th. And I believe that will get the job done, and that will be a swing back to Revo for the team's championship. Bodod just using his tyres a little bit. He is on the medium compound tyres, so that will just sort of phase in as the stint goes on. Sort of praying for FP, are just hoping for a mistake. That seems like the only thing that can possibly stop Bravo Satellite here from possibly clinching a team's championship. The team that we build as the team to beat in the team's championship this season, FP Autosport, they may just walk away with absolutely nothing again. They did win the Enduro Cup. They did walk away with 1-2 actually at the Mountain and a 1-2 at Le Mans. FP Autosport, they could very much so, as Dynamite runs it a little bit deep in there, they could possibly end up without the thing that they signed Bodod to do, which was to win them a team's championship, to help with that. That was the sole reason in bringing him in, just having someone there who could act as arguably a number 2 driver to Ridwan and just back him up really well. And Bodod looks increasingly likely here to drop a position to Banana Cake Pie, and he has got to be careful because he does not want to lose a position. Dynamite, if he can absolutely avoid it. As Prezzo and Smeg go to battle here for 9th position. Currently 3.5 seconds back from BK and Dynamite, and BK is surely going to be sizing up a move. If he isn't, he's crazy, and by my own logic, BK is crazy. But I've sized up something there if I could have. But Bodod has dropped down into 6th. He's got a couple of soft runners, but he just needs to look in the mirror and just think smart here. You're just hoping he can hang on to it here, if he possibly can. Up front, Ridwan, the gap has grown, ballooned actually, out to 6 seconds now. blocking Tim in second and third, curving in fourth. He's on the soft tyres, but he's got 13 seconds to make up, so he's going to need to just put in a Herculean effort to try and catch up there. BK's got a big amount of, he's got a massive slipstream, but no, doesn't quite want to make a move. So it's a really interesting tactic here for BK. Probably would have gone a lot harder, a lot earlier. It's me in the car, but that's never here nor there. BK just in behind Dynamite for now. Let's come on with just about 7 laps to go, as Ridwan does actually take the flag with 7 laps to go. As he goes into turn 1, blocking in second, Tim in third, curving in fourth. Then you got Banana, Bod Hod in sixth. Then you got Dynamite, BK, Prezzo, Lane, Kane, KD, Roscoe in his final full-time outing. Then you got Jamo and Prime Stingray bringing up the rear of the field. So Ridwan just doing everything he possibly can to win this team's championship. It's 10 points for fastest lap, not fastest lap for pole position. They got that, so that brought it back down to 18 points. And now they've got the fastest lap also, so that's an extra 5. So Blocky and Tim maybe just might settle for second and third here and just take points and go from there. Although they may pick up an extra position and just make FP Autosports life just that little bit harder. He's currently in 6th is Bodhod, and he has dropped. By dropping those positions, he's dropped, oh boy, 24 points. 7-7 minus 24 points, 4-5-3, and 4-7-6 plus whatever Dynamite did pick up for moving up into 7th. And Bodhod has lost it just! That's big for the team's championship. Oh dear, this could spell pretty much the end, the final nail in the coffin if you're FP Autosport. You are hoping and praying for a mistake here from one of the Revo boys. As Dynamite just picked up a pretty lazy 8 points. He picked up 16 total, so that's 4-9-2. And that was 4-7-7. And Dynamite, oh, I thought he ran wide there for a second. By losing that position, (4-3-7), 4-9-2, 55 points, and I'm getting an edge charge controller as well, which is convenient. 55 plus 18 makes it a 73-point margin as we head into the final race of the season. If everything remains the same, and I can probably almost guarantee it probably will not. If BK gets a move done here, that makes it 60-odd points. But I'm pretty certain the maths are just about pretty accurate, just plus or minus a few points here or there. If you're curving Texas, you want these two to battle, engage in battle, and just really just have a ding-dong battle. If you're Prezzo, you want BK to absolutely go and hound Dynamite if he possibly can. So we're going to come with about 5 laps to go here. FP Autosports 9 just has got increasingly difficult. Smeg, does he think about a move? I think he may just as well be content to stay behind Prezzo for now. Prezzo gets on the power. BK within 6 tenths of Dynamite. These two not really having an answer for Ridwan. Last thing we need to see here, if you're Revo, you do not want to see your two boys tangle here. We do have the reverse grid, and it will be it's going to be difficult. It will require pretty much faultless execution. And there's 278 points to play with. So 1, 2, 3 for FP would be ideal, but it's not over just yet. There's something I should preface. It is absolutely not over by any stretch of the imagination. There are an infinite amount of twists and turns still to come in the battle for this team's championship. As the Revo boys probably going to go side by side here. This could end in tears if they were to come to blows. Believe they will sort this out pretty professionally anyway. I don't think either of them don't really have a chance really when it comes to catching Ridwan, unless he were to make a significant error. But Ridwan does appear to have this race in control, and just really controlling the rhythm and the pace of this race here. Getting spun on lap 1, never easy to come back, as we just flipped to him. And Tim has moved up in the second. No team's championship point differentiation there. No, it doesn't really change much. All it changes is the order of the two Revo cars. Dynamite in 6th. This tyre's looking very second-hand in comparison to BK's. Actually, they're looking a lot worse than BK. So BK may just have a little ace left up his sleeve, and that could make it around about. This could just make it unbearable. So I believe currently, with the railroad cars running 2nd, 3rd, and 6th, so it's 184, 172, 184, 172, plus 136. That's 492 currently if you are Revo Satellite Racing, and if you're FP Autosport, you're currently getting 200 plus, I believe. It's Bodhod currently in 8th, 120 and 112, plus an extra 5 fastest lap, so it's 437, 492 minus 437, that equals 55 points, which would make it, so that's a 55 point margin between the scores there, and if you add 18 to that, that's 73 points in the team's championship, as Prime Stingray has actually gone out and set the fastest lap of the race, which could be critical. So that's an extra 5 for BCPRD, but it makes it 78 points, which makes it just increasingly difficult, and FP Autosport may fall painstakingly short again to winning the team's championship. The team everyone hyped up to win the team's championship this season may just end up with a driver's crown and an enduro crown. That would just about be it, and I guarantee the Prezzo would be livid if that were to happen. Still a long way to go as the two Revo boys exchange positions. They do come into contact. There's a Wild Texan lurking to pick up the scraps. This move here could make it 70 points the difference. And I think BK's had enough. He's had enough play. He's content. He's had enough just being content with that. He is going to get the move done. Or will he? No, he won't. As Smecker's also... But Prezzo's dropped back as well. So... as Kane moves up inside the 10 there. And Kane on the grass there. And Prezzo's going to get 8. He's going to get 9th again. Sorry for not keeping abreast of that. We will keep an eye on this little battle here, because 8 points here or there could make a significant difference. There's currently 78, around about 78 points. The difference at the moment, the move from BK would make it 70 points. The difference. If they possibly can. Dynamite just about hanging on to 6 at the moment. This one is actually, I believe, has started the final lap of the race. In the final feature race of the season. It's been an absolute dominant drive, getting spun on lap 1 to now leading the race by a comfortable 13-second margin. Proves how much pace he had. The two Bravo boys are going to go absolutely at it until the checkered flag falls. As BK gets up into 6. And that's critical points. And Botthod has also lost some ground, I believe, because there's a massive hornet's nest there. What we are going to do, actually, we're going to look at this. Prezzo and Botthod, 8 and 9 at the moment. Can they hang on? Spegscar's poked the nose in. Prezzo does the switchback. Timely burning of the pen, and I think they actually may just hang on to these positions. Surely he says it, he does. Botthod hangs on to 9th for now. Oh dear. This battle is going all the way. BK and Dynamite are going to battle all the way to the flag, but no one is going to catch this man. A spin and win to win race 1 at Fuji. Ridwan take a bow. The two-time champion gets the first win here at Fuji in the season decider. Ridwan picks up the chockies. We've got a Revo battle to the end here. Who's going to come out on top? I don't think it really matters. Don't want to see them fence each other at the absolute lot at the end here. It's going to be Tim who's just about going to get it. Yes, he does. Tim gets it second. Then he got Curving Texas. And look at BK. Can he get it? I don't think he can. Curving in 4th. Banana in 5th. Dynamite 6th. BK in 7th. Eighth and 10th. So that actually drops it. That actually ups it a little bit. 86 points is the gap. So 2nd, 3rd and 6th for Revo. 1st, 8th and 10th for FP Autosport. And a pole position for Ridwan. Fastest lap goes to Prying Stingray. So it's going to be about 86 points. Still all to play for. We'll be back in a minute for race number 2. The final race of the season. unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. Unfortunately, I've been called in to race, so thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back anytime soon. So thank you. Goodbye.